getting nervous. I get the sense that you think this could shift and Nikita could win this fight.
You know, the ramifications getting larger will usually make somebody feel more pressure. But with Nikita, I never get that sense. It's almost like you got to remind them, you understand this is important, but it works for him. It works for him because he almost has this blissful ignorance to him, and all he knows how to do is fight and go chase a victory and hurt you. You know, he's almost programmed like a robot to hurt you. He is, I think, has a lot of potential. The thing about it is, Zerafa, on the other hand, we're looking. There was that old. Remember that old Slim Shady song? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
Stand up.
You know,
yeah.
will the real Michael Zerafa please stand up? That's what I want to know. Because I've been looking for Michael Zerafa, the guy who has a chip on his shoulder, the guy who, when he's mean and agitated on fight week, you know he shows up and he puts on a performance. Whether he gets the result or not, he performs. When that guy doesn't show up, when the guy with the chip on his shoulder doesn't show up, he tends sometimes to just let it slip by. It's almost like he falls over too easily. I've been looking for that guy. You know, I came to Brisbane thinking, okay, you know, I need to see that guy. And in the headlines, in the things a few weeks ago, he seemed like he was that guy. You know, he was saying certain things. But as the fight's gotten closer, he's gone away from it. You know, and so I'm wondering where the motivation is. Is he mentally checked out? A lot of times as older fighters, we want to say certain things. We want to believe in ourselves. We get that call, wow, I can do this, I'm ready. As the fight gets closer, though, this doubt starts creeping in. You've been through many wars. You've been through many battles. Mike Zerafa has a lot of experience. There's both pros and cons to that. It all depends on, does he gonna have that self-belief? Because you know, deep inside, it's almost like he feels like, I'm gonna have to go to that dark place again for this fight. Nikita doesn't go away that easily. He's got that youth energy, that youth exuberance. Is Mike Zerafa ready to go to that dark place? I haven't seen this chip on his shoulder, so that's why I've had my doubts.
And you know, and Paulie, my thing is, I want to just keep this realistic. This is a domestic fight for you guys here in Australia. Let's stop talking about the IBF right now. This kid Nikita Tszyu is only 11-0 right now. This is only his 12th professional fight. He doesn't have a ton of amateur experience, so he's really not in a position to beat Michael Zerafa and then fight in the title eliminator to potentially get in the ring with that Bakram Marzalia kid.
Well, that's the risk here, champ. No, one of the things I remember early in my career when I wanted to rush, my agent matchmaker Johnny Boz, who was a genius in boxing, he's since passed away, but he said, yeah, you might be able to beat that particular guy, and he's got a good record, and he's going to make you look good. But the problem you have then is, where do you go from there? You can't go backwards. It's like, okay, now you beat a guy of that level. Now you got to fight them all of that level or better, and are you ready to do that? That's the thing with Nikita. Nikita, I think, has a lot of potential. He's a really exciting fighter. He's a draw. He's got power. He fights. He has some flaws. If you beat Zerafa, you put yourself in this position. You beat Zerafa. Now they're talking about eliminators. That's the thing. Can you go backwards? Can you hover? It's not easy. Marzalia is not easy, and he's fighting Josh Kelly at the end of the month. There was also an ex-Olympian who might have been a medalist, Josh Kelly, at the Olympics. Right. So you know, this is the kind of levels you're jumping to past Zerafa. Zerafa's a big jump, but on a mental level, I'm not sure if Zerafa's here. You can make another big jump again. You're going to be fighting guys who are physically and mentally checked in, because now you're at world-class level.
Yes.
Boys, looking forward to seeing both these men up on the scales. Nikita a little bit heavier than what we normally see him, given this is a catch weight, so 71.2 kg. How much more comfortable is he going to be at this weight?
You asked me that question off air, and I didn't answer, but I was just thinking about it. She asked me and then walked away, and I was like, he can breathe. I've had to make weight before, and it was like, let's just take some small sips of air until we get on the scale and get off, you know. So what I mean by that is he has room to breathe. He has room to kind of relax, not necessarily eat more or anything like that, but he's a little bit more comfortable right now. And the more comfortable you are getting into the ring, the better you are as a fighter.
Yeah, plays into how his mindset's been all week as well. But let's get the boys up on the scales. It's over now to Ben Damon.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to beautiful Brisbane, ahead of a massive night of boxing that you're going to see at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre tomorrow night. We've been waiting for this domestic showdown for many, many years, and tomorrow night, 10,000 people will pack in to the Entertainment Centre to watch Bad Blood, Nikita Tszyu v Michael Zerafa. My name's Ben Damon. I'll be calling the action on Main Event Television tomorrow night. That is the place to watch it all, of course. The pay-per-view begins at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. 2 hours of prelims, though, live on Fox Sports before all of that. Of course, the action all culminates in Bad Blood, Nikita Tszyu v Michael Zerafa, that huge domestic showdown. Today, at the official weigh-in, we're going to weigh in each of the fighters who are fighting on this card, starting with the very first of our bouts all the way through to Tszyu v Zerafa. So thank you, Brisbane, for joining us here today. We hope to see you tomorrow night at the fights. Otherwise, we hope you're watching live on Main Event Television. Time to weigh in the very first of the fights on this card, brought to you by No Limit Boxing tomorrow night. This is 4 3-minute rounds at super welterweight. The first fighter to the scales, making his professional boxing debut from Ipswich. Please welcome Tszyu Valtuua. 69.12, 69.12 for Tszyu Valtuua. His opponent also making his professional boxing debut, a 20-year-old from the Tweed Shire. Please welcome Jack Jarvis.
Love when the celly gon' ring. I'm putting on my team. Money come flowing, no sink. Spring, 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 spring. I be counting money, no sheet. I get to it up in my sleep. Street.
69.54, 69.54 for Jack Jarvis. These fighters will face off, as will all of the pairings on this card, in front of our promoter, George Rose. Let's hear it for the first of our fights on this stacked card tomorrow night. Second up, we are 10 threes for the IBF Pan-Pacific middleweight title. Please welcome firstly to the scales from China. He has 20 professional wins with 14 KOs and just 2 defeats. The former WBC Asian super middleweight champion, this is Anwar Yiligiati. Seventy-two point one for Anwar Yiligiati. That will bring to the scales a southpaw from Bairnsdale in Victoria. 14 professional fights, 12 wins, 5 KOs, just 2 defeats. He is Blake Bomber Wells. 72.2 for Blake Wells. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. This is Blake Bomber Wells and Anwar Yiligiati. The third of our professional contests tomorrow night is 6 3-minute rounds at lightweight. Please welcome from Metro Manila in the Philippines. He's had 10 fights, 7 wins, 5 KOs, 2 draws and just 1 defeat. This is Baki Jama Paliwen.
move like a clip. They can never catch me slipping. Every time your girl around, she be watching the way I'm dripping. Try your luck, test me in again, we let it rain. Please don't start this up. Get that black and white.
We're enduring the elements here today, ladies and gentlemen. The scales have got very, very hot in this Brisbane sunshine. $61.54 kilograms. Well, that brings to the scales his opponent, originally from Essex, UK, now based here in Brisbane. This fighter has an undefeated record, 4 fights, 4 wins, 2 KOs. Returning after 16 months out of the ring, please welcome back the Hammer, Billy Polkinghorne. 61.16 kilograms for Billy Polkinghorne. Let's face them off now. This is Billy Polkinghorne and Jomar Baliwen. Round of applause for the fighters, please, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, next up, this is the headline act on the prelims on Fox Sports that you will see tomorrow night. This is 6 3-minute rounds at super middleweight. Please welcome from France. This fighter has had 11 pro fights, 9 wins, 4 KOs and 2 losses. He is the Alligator, Sonny Abid. $75.26 for the Alligator, Sonny Abid. Now coming to the scales, originally from Brisbane, now based in Victoria, this fighter has had 13 professional fights, 11 wins, 8 KOs, 1 draw and 1 defeat. He is a 2-time Australian champion. Please welcome Mad Max Reeves. $75.76 kilograms for Max Reeves. Let's hear it for your headline fight on the Fox Sports prelims tomorrow night. The super middleweight contest between Max Reeves and Sonny Abid. Next up, we move to main event pay-per-view. Of course, you can get main event via KO and Foxtel. And this broadcast begins at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, which is 6 p.m. local time here in Brisbane tomorrow night. The first of the fights that you'll see on that pay-per-view broadcast is 10 3-minute rounds for the WBO International Super Featherweight title. From Cebu City in the Philippines, he's had 13 professional fights for 12 wins and just 1 defeat. He is the tank, Rodex Piala. 58.5 kilograms for Rodex Piala. And that will bring to the scales his opponent from Caboolture. He's had 20 professional fights for 17 wins, 9 KOs and 3 losses. Currently ranked 3 in the world at super featherweight with the WBO and 12 with the IBF. He's the 2-time world title challenger and the owner of the left hook from hell. He is Mr. Damage, Liam Wilson. 58.64 kilograms for Liam Wilson. This is your pay-per-view opener tomorrow night. An international contest for world-ranked Liam Wilson against Rodex Piala. That is Liam Wilson and Rodex Piala. And now it is time to bring out the heavyweights. This fight, 10 3-minute rounds for the Australian heavyweight title. And here comes a 31-year-old southpaw from Sydney. He's had 8 fights, 7 wins, 3 KOs, 1 defeat. He is the always entertaining God's son, Liam Taliva'a. .02, 106 kilograms, .02 for Liam Taliva'a. Next up, it is a heavyweight star from Brisbane. Undefeated in 8 professional fights. He's had 7 wins, 2 KOs and 1 draw. He is the defending Australian heavyweight champion. This is Tszyu. .8, 118 kilograms, .8 for the Australian heavyweight champion, Tszyu. 'Your Australian heavyweight title fight. We stay at heavyweight for the next of our fights. This is 4 3-minute rounds, and originally from Port Macquarie in New South Wales, a rugby league veteran of 182 first-grade NRL games. He is undefeated in 1 fight as a professional boxer. He is lights out, Jeremy Lattimore. 112.7, 112 kilograms, .7 for Jeremy Lattimore. And this is our latest crossover star. A Rugby League international and 2-time NRL premiership winner, standing at 6'7" and making his eagerly anticipated professional boxing debut. This is Big Nasty Nelson Asafa Solomona. 133.10, 133 kilograms, .1 for Nelson Asafa Solomona. Before these two fighters face off, I'll just ask a question of each. Jeremy, a huge night for you tomorrow night. What happens in this fight?
Mate, obviously really happy to be up here and get this opportunity to fight Big Nelly in his debut. Mate, I'm picking a Lattimore victory. I'll finish him in the 3rd or 4th round.
That is Jeremy Lattimore, and this is Big Nelson. How are you feeling tomorrow night? Something you've been waiting for a very long time.
Feeling great, mate. God's timing is perfect. It's my time now. Yeah.
Let's face them off, these two heavyweights. Let's hear it for Big Nelson and Jeremy Lattimore. Time to weigh in our co-main event, ladies and gentlemen. This is 8 3-minute rounds, also at heavyweights. And please welcome firstly a fearsome heavyweight, now based here in Brisbane. He is a Commonwealth Games representative with 10 professional fights, 8 wins and 7 KOs. He is the boss, Tszyu Vosutu. 120.4, 120 kilograms, 0.4 for Tszyu Vosutu. Next up, a world-class heavyweight from here in Queensland. He's had 25 professional fights, 23 wins, 15 KOs and 2 defeats. At 6'6", he is the Tower, Tszyu McKee. 113.86 kilograms for Tszyu McKee. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That is your co-main event. It's Tszyu McKee and Tszyu Vosutu. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest to introduce the fighters for the main event and to introduce the fighters for the main event tomorrow night at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Please put your hands together and give a very warm welcome to Hall of Fame ring announcer, Mr. Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Thank you very much, Ben. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed a very good afternoon to you and a welcome. As No Limit Boxing and the Rose Brothers present the official weigh-in for the main event of the evening in our big night of action taking place tomorrow night at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, also available on Main Event and KO Sports. Well, our featured attraction is featured indeed a showdown in the middleweight division. Bad blood indeed it is. 10 rounds of boxing for the WBO International Middleweight Championship. Please welcome our boxers to the scale at this time. First we begin joining us from Melbourne. With a record of 22 knockouts in his 35 wins, he has an illustrious 14-year career. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the scale the former world title challenger, Pretty Boy Michael Zerafa. 71.16 kilograms, 71.16 for Michael Zerafa. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent representing the famed boxing family from Sydney. With a hard-hitting record of 11 wins, no losses, 9 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the popular Southpaw battler, the undefeated and rising middleweight undefeated the Butcher, Nikita Tszyu. 70.6 kilos, 70.6 at trim and ready, 70.6 for Nikita the Butcher Tszyu.
And ladies and gentlemen, before these two fighters do face off for the final time before tomorrow night, a question to each of them. Firstly, to Michael Zerafa, have a look around. What does this moment mean to you, Michael?
This is a huge moment. Just want to thank everyone that come out and support and showing their love. This is what Australia needs. It needs the two best going head to head. So thank you.
And your final words, your final thoughts about what's going to happen in this fight tomorrow night?
No, look, long as we go in healthy, come out healthy, that's all you can ask for. May the best man win. It's a long-awaited fight. We're finally here. God bless.
Michael Zerafa, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Nikita Tszyu. How are you feeling, Nikita, ahead of such an important fight in your career?
I mean, there's no more talking to be done. The weight's off. We're ready tomorrow night.
What are these people and the 10,000 there tomorrow night going to see?
You're going to witness one of the best Australian domestic bouts. Yeah, you're ready for a scrap.
Let's face them off, Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zerafa. It is bad blood. It is Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zerafa. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at the weigh-in today. We will see you tomorrow night at the fights.
Well, that was quite something, wasn't it? Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zerafa saving the best for last. The next time they'll be standing opposite each other, it will be at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre tomorrow night. Sean Porter, Paulie Malignaggi, the crew mails, Pete Padella with me. Boy, oh boy, what did you see in that?
Listen, they had me cooled off. I didn't think anything was. I look up and I'm like, whoa, what's happening? They're turning it on, and I love it. And turned on by the man you wanted to turn on by. You know, Michael Zerafa really showed up, I think, right here.
Yeah, the real Michael Zerafa started showing up when he first started doing the post-fight, the post-weigh interview. May the best man win. I got it. But then out of nowhere, I like how he switched it on suddenly. I tell you what, because you know the whole promotion and the whole career of Nikita Tszyu thus far, he's stepped up little by little. He's had some tough fights for a prospect. Don't get me wrong, but this is still a different level on paper, right? Zerafa's been to places that Nikita Tszyu aspires to go to, so it's almost like, all right, buddy, I've been nice. Now we're about to fight tomorrow. Let me get in your face right now because it's been fun and games the whole time. Welcome to another level. Now it's time to welcome you to another level. And I think it threw Nikita Tszyu off a little bit. By the end of the conversation, he was tapping Mike on the shoulder like, all right.
So do you still stand by your comments earlier about Zerafa's mindset?
Now I feel like it's a better fight. You know, I say that. Now it's a better fight. I feel like, you know what, that's the guy I wanted to see.
Let me remind you what Jimmy just said. An illustrious 14 years. I didn't even realize that myself. It's a long time.
But then sometimes it's too long. You know, I was wondering, all right, maybe it's been too long. Maybe, you know, Michael might be a little bit used up a little bit. He got in. I like how he switched it on all at once. It threw Nikita off a little bit. Like, you know, you've had fun, you've had games, you've enjoyed it, right? Now it's another level. And now you only got 24 hours to think about it because I haven't played this game the whole time.
The whole time. I love it.
Well, let's bring Nikita into the conversation. I'll get your thoughts in a moment, Pete. Just talking about that intense face-off.
Yeah.
What did you see in that, Nikita?
He's got a bony ass forehead. That's all I noticed.
What did you just say?
He's got a bony forehead. So I got to aim for the chin.
How are you feeling, Nikita? Did you do the weight okay?
I get better as I go. It was a little bit easier this time around because I didn't have to lose as much. My ears aren't popping as much because of the dehydration. So yeah, I'm kind of good.
We've finally seen a bit of spark from Zerafa. That's what we wanted to see all week, Nikita. Is that what you expected? He's tried to play this fake nice guy act, as you suggest. We've seen a bit of mongrel today. Is that a good thing?
I'm so happy that he's back. I'm so happy that I got to see that fire.
Someone just said that is the worst thing he could have did was just do that to you. Is that the truth?
Well, I think in the past in the times that he's been very nice and respectful, that's the times that he's been beaten. So I think the bad guy is his best attitude. But you can't fight fire with fire sometimes. Just get a bigger fire.
He's getting the best version of Mike Zerafa what you want. That's the kind of victory that, for you, elevates you to another level. You want to get the best version of Mike Zerafa. You want to get the Mike Zerafa that's switched on.
Well, the magnitude of all this events, the pressure on him as well in his home country, I think it's going to bring the best out of him because this is going to be like a do or die moment for him. If he gets beaten by me, that's hard to come back from. I'm so young in my career, so he's definitely got to show up. He's focused. He's laser focused. I've seen the way he's been talking. He's treated this like it's a one last ride or die, and every one of my fights is a ride or die situation.
Nikita, do you feel you have to get him out early? Do you think the longer this fight goes, it plays into Michael's hands? Do you need to get him out early?
We're going by patience. I saw your review that you said. It's all about not rushing things. I do tend to kind of just go for the shots, but I have been working on being a little bit more patient, being more disciplined. Yeah, I've been working on a lot of new things in the time that I've had since my last couple fights. I'm very eager to show the improvements that I've been working on.
And are the improvements patience, or is that sort of a change of identity? You know, because there's also a bit of knowing what you are and knowing what you are not in the ring, and it's important to know what you are to get to your best performance. But it's also important to know what you are not. What kind of Nikita Tszyu are we looking at tomorrow night?
I think the two words I'll sum it up is patience and discipline. They're the two things that I've been practicing on. The holding on to the basics. The criticism that Sean gave me in my fight against Cohen was I started off kind of moving well, but I lacked the discipline and my hands went down, kind of fatigue came in and I kind of lost composure a bit. So we've been working a lot on just the discipline and composure of everything.
We'll let you go. We'll let you get out of this heat. Appreciate your time, Nikita. We'll see you tomorrow. Michael Zerafa will join us in just a moment, but I think you hit a really good point there. Is that the worst thing Zerafa could have done by bringing that bit of spark to Nikita? Allowing him to flick that switch that we probably haven't seen up until just then, I think. Flick that switch and go into butcher mode?
I think so because, you know, at the end of the day, you know this is a fight that I'm supposed to win. This is my promotion. I'm the young guy. I'm the seller, all that kind of stuff. But you get turned on to this is going to be easy. You know, it's been easy the whole way. We're going to get in the ring and it's going to be easy. Now it actually turns on your muscle memory to, oh yeah, I actually got to fight. I got to fight this guy off tomorrow night. So I think this probably might have not been the best thing for Zerafa to just really remind Nikita, hey, wake up, I'm here, you know?
How does he look to you? Do you think he may have done the weight a tiny bit tough? What do you think? How does he look?
Zerafa or Nikita?
Nikita.
I think, you know, it's a few extra pounds, right? He's usually a light middleweight, and the eliminator that they're talking about would be a light middleweight. So this is what, 157 pounds.
157
So listen, at this age, you're still filling in. In your 20s, you're going to continue to fill in and grow, and at least in a physical way up until your 30s. So I don't think it's ever easy to make weight. The extra pounds probably helped them, but it's still a struggle to make the weight. And you know, as long as you make it with enough energy the next day, you know, you'll be good.
Well, let's bring Michael Zerafa into the conversation. Mick, we just finally saw a bit of spark between you two.
Yeah, look, I like him, and there was nothing. He just had his hands in my face too many times in the lead-up, so I had to let him know that he couldn't do it this time.
Do you worry that now you've kind of flicked that switch for the butcher?
Nah, because my switch was flicked yesterday.
There it is.
That's what I was waiting for, Mike.
Yeah,
That's what I was waiting for that chip on your shoulder.
100%. My
And I
switch
was
flicks,
saying,
yeah.
I was saying,
He was watching the interview of you.
well, no,
You made me mad. You made me
no,
mad.
Mike, because you know the best performances you come out with are when you have a chip on your shoulder. When you're a bit too nice, it's almost like you never get turned on
Yeah.
fight night. And I was looking for that switch, and I'm hearing the interview after you weighed in, and I'm like, it's not there. And then all of a sudden, it was like you stepped on the gas and got in his face. And I'll tell you, now that's the Mike I wanted to see. Now I like what I'm looking at tomorrow night for the fight.
Appreciate that. Yeah, look, it's there. It's always been there. I just instead of wasting the energy in the lead up, you bring it out when it's needed. And when he put his hands in my face, that was the last time before we see each other tomorrow. And I'm bringing havoc tomorrow. I promise you that.
What about Michael? A couple of years ago, you lost to Lara in your world title fight. You even said yourself you weren't ready on that night. That was your biggest fight ever, and you should have been ready. Why weren't you, and what do you learn from that?
Yeah, look, I kicked myself. I mean, Lara is one of my favourites, but I just got so complacent because of the whole, I was the mandatory, but Danny Garcia was still pushing that fight, and I got put out 18 months. No excuse, but I got very complacent and mentally just drained. I was in a camp. It never got cancelled. It was always just getting pushed back. So it was March, then it was April, then it was just... So I was always just training, and I was just burnt out by the time I got there, and I kicked myself. I felt like I needed that, though. I didn't want it, but I needed it just to wake me up a little bit. But yeah, look, I've shared the ring with some greats and fallen short, and I've beaten some of them. But yeah, this is the time where we need to show people, because everyone thinks I'm 33 and done, but I still think the best of Michael Zerafa is yet to be seen.
What does Mike Zerafa do to win the fight tomorrow night? What brings home the victory?
I'll be super smart, super patient. He's tough, he's strong, but he makes mistakes.
I always talk about timing. It's either perfect timing for you or it's perfect timing for him. Obviously, you're going to stay here, you're going to tell us it's perfect timing for you, but tell us why.
Look, for me, this is that I told you so moment. So many people have doubted me, so many people have been against me. They hear that last name, and I give them credit. It's not their fault that their dad was a superstar. But I felt like it's helped them a lot to get where they've gotten. 11 fights in, fighting Michael Zerafa. I don't know, if he was, Nikita Smith, would it be happening? I don't know. But we're here. I have full respect for the both of them. Nikita, I've got respect, but tomorrow is purely business.
One more for me?
Yep.
Is tomorrow about a knockout, or is it just about beating a Tszyu?
It's just about having that green next to my name on BoxRec. Having one of the Tszyus on my resume is what it's about. And the way I'm feeling now, I believe I'm going to get that.
Yeah,
Mick,
you were going to say that.
We'll let you go. Get hydrated.
Thank you.
All the best tomorrow. We'll see you then. Thanks to Michael Zerafa. We'll let him go. Good luck. Where do we sit now? I mean, we've heard from both men. We've seen that face-off. We flip-flopped in terms of how we think this fight's going to go, Paulie?
No, I mean, I see it a little bit more competitive now. It's still the sport of the young man, and very rarely does the old guy, the role of the older veteran in these kind of fights is to sort of test the young man enough to take him to places where he hasn't been, but ultimately he falls short and the young man continues to elevate his career. I maybe wasn't seeing as competitive of a fight earlier. Now I see it maybe a little bit more competitive, but I still probably see Nikita pulling through in the end, but in a fight that I'm looking forward to watching now, as opposed to earlier I was like, I don't know, man. Is there any good fights on the undercard?
I selfishly root for the Tszyus. I've enjoyed coming over here and doing this with them, getting to know them, getting to see them.
Yesterday at the round table, you said Zerafa.
And I'm still going to say Zerafa, okay? That's my point, all right? This is the disclaimer.
Hey, let Shawnee speak.
Listen, I think this is perfect timing for Michael Zerafa. I just think that he needs this, and this is something that he probably has been looking for his whole career, and he knows that it's right here in front of him. I think he's going to win this fight.
Can I
We've
ask
had
you,
to change our mind, isn't it? Have you changed your mind?
Well, you asked me to change my mind. Look, when this fight was announced, I said Michael Zerafa wins. Just a few days ago, I said to you boys, Michael Zerafa wins. I got a bit nervous yesterday when Jeff Horn needled him. I didn't think he was engaged. But can I ask you boys, you know better than us about levels in boxing. Every big stage, Michael Zerafa has failed. Magomedov in Russia, Kell Brook in England, Peter Quillen in America, Lara in Vegas. What's going to be any different for Michael Zerafa? Because I think he's a better fighter. I think his best is better than Nikita's best right now. But has he got the mental game, boys, to win this fight?
The thing about looking at one's best versus another best. It's subjective because Michael is a better textbook boxer. I don't think when you look at the qualities of Nikita Tszyu, you're going to look for the technique of his father, for example. He's not that kind of fighter. I think the fact that he's off of the fundamentals at times makes him effective because he's such a hard puncher. So an awkward puncher is dangerous because the timing is all messed up and you get caught with shots from awkward guys. Yeah. And yet when they're punchers, it makes it even more dangerous. And he's intense. He's intense. He's got a winning mentality. With Zerafa, yeah, you look at him, you know, it's pretty. It's a pretty boy. He's got his hands up. He boxes well. It's the intensity there, though. You know, now I liked what I saw here. But again, I can't get out of my head what I've seen from Tszyu on video. He's just a roaring lion. Yeah. When you put the harder the fight gets, the more he ups his level in terms of intensity. At the end of the day, Zerafa's going to say what he wants to say, and you want to believe that. Yeah. But you've had a lot of battles in your day, and I don't know if you can pull it out and dig deep again in that locker to pull out that kind of intensity to overcome the intensity and the firepower of Nikita Tszyu.
Because you said yesterday, Paulie, that you thought he'd mentally checked out Michael Zerafa.
Yeah, I like that he was checked in today, though. You know, I'll tell you what.
I mean, it works that way, too. You're checked in one moment, you're out there. Yeah. You know, it does work that way.
He still has to stay checked in tonight. I'm telling you, the night before the fight is the most important because there's a lot. That's when all the thoughts are running through your mind. The walk to the dressing room, you know, when you arrive to the arena, that's a check. And then the walk to the ring. There's moments you lose yourself walking to the ring.
Many moments.
So Michael, there's still a few steps for Mike Zerafa to stay checked in from. I like the headbutt check-in. I don't mind it. I enjoyed it. I want to see that chip on Mike Zerafa's shoulder because that's when you get the best Mike Zerafa, and I think it makes for more entertainment. It makes for a better fight. And ultimately, if Nikita Tszyu is to win, he only benefits if he gets the best Mike Zerafa.
Hey, how about we pick up this chat in an air-conditioned Brisbane Entertainment Centre tomorrow night? Let's get out of this hot sun here in Brisbane CBD. Great to get your thoughts, gents. That is the final day of the formalities here in Brisbane. Next stop, of course, is fight night tomorrow. Gentlemen, we'll have all of you on our coverage. Our coverage on Main Event and KO Sports begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Our prelims from 5 p.m. We hope to see you there. If you haven't already, scan that QR code or head to mainevent.com.au. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Friday, finally. The super fight years in the making. Michael Zerafa! Live and exclusive from Brisbane, Nikita Tszyu versus Michael Zerafa.
A million questions about to be answered.
The most intense and storied rivalry in Australian boxing in 20 years.
The wait is over.
Yeah, not since Anthony Mundine, Danny Green collided in 2006 has there been bad blood like this.
The man has delivered.
And the stakes couldn't be higher. See, Nikita built his meteoric rise off spectacular power. The undefeated Dark Prince of the Tszyu royal family. One touch from that right hand, and it's lights out.
The Butcher is truly back.
Just 11 fights in, there are unanswered questions. Whether this brawler is ready for the next step for the bad guy.
Nikita, I'm coming.
Yeah, Zerafa.
Who is next for the pretty boy?
He's a two-time world title challenger who's made a career out of ruining careers.
Zerafa says sayonara.
Hands as fast as that lightning mouth.
Right there.
With knockout power of his own.
Boom.
A genuine 50-50 fight between the old buck and the young bull. If that ain't enough,
he's been doing it all night.
Pro debut of Big Nelson Asafa Solomona, two-time NRL Premiership powerhouse, 2 metres, 130 kilos, coming for Australia's heavyweights.
I don't know how they stopped him.
So let's go. Friday. Nikita Tszyu versus Michael Zerafa.
Here he goes. You asked for it.
Must-watch boxing event of the year.
The life-changing night of action.
It's live and exclusive right here on Main Event.
biggest domestic grudge match of the decade.
I have a moral code. You don't really mess with people's families.
Vicky Hatton is back. I generally believe I'll stop him.
This is getting nasty.
You have to pick a side.
It's Nikita, the destroyer. You asked for it. Zerafa delivered.
Nikita, I'm coming.
Are you Team Zerafa or are you Team Tszyu?
This one means more than ever before.
Welcome to the Big Bash. Going, and gone. Oh my God, incredible. You're guilty. Never turn off the Big Bash. Brisbane are the premiers. Magnificent. The miracle in Munchie. Incredible. My goodness, I have witnessed greatness. Oh, this game just gets better and better. You want drama, you got it. You want great prize, you got it. You want action, we've had it wall to wall. Right here on Fox League.
What have we got?
Just let us show you.
Okay, I'm listening.
No kissing. Definitely no sex.
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
That's a lot to unpack.
Can you repeat that?
Bring the cinema experience home with the latest blockbusters.
Yeah.
You ready? Let's go!
Foxtel Movies. Watch on demand.